All right.
Hello, Juice.
Good morning, Macky.
We opened right on your smiling face. So one of the comments the other day, I thought it was funny. Is some young kid saying, why do the retired people look so old?
Because we're old?
We are old. I'm like, come on, kid, a 20-year-old, But anyway, they think everybody's old. But
yeah.
Then he said something smart. I said, I'll challenge you to a physical. And
they don't want to do that.
And I told him, I said, we could take a test on the Constitution as well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they don't have any heart. So,
and they don't know the Constitution either. So
yeah.
They don't.
There's a big difference in us and them.
So let's talk about our to-do list behind you, Juice.
Oh, yes.
For people listening, we got a to-do list.
Yes, we do.
So today, we got to open a Somalian daycare, which we have not done yet. We're going to talk about that. And don't try and run over federal agents. We've already checked that box. We've not done that today. So we're going to try to keep.
That was the big FAFO award this week.
FAFO.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spell it out for anybody, but we found out, right?
Right.
Somebody said it's the found outiest time of year.
It is. It is. I agree.
Like Christmas. But open a Somalian daycare. So this is a big deal going on in Minnesota. How long did this go on? That's the thing that shocks me.
It's had to go on for years.
It's stunning how long it's gone on.
Yeah.
The main paper in Minneapolis has been reporting on it for a long time.
Yeah.
Nobody's paid attention, though.
No, but some young YouTube journalist went out there and shed the light on it.
So what made him different than the paper, though, was he didn't stop. He went day on, 8 hours a day, just talking to people, recording it, and people that was involved in it, they're not anymore, told him all kinds of stuff. And he put it on YouTube, obviously. But, YouTube and podcasts have higher ratings than most of your mainstream news now.
Yeah.
Newspapers, TV, whatever. So I trust podcasts and YouTube just to regular people more than I do CNN or MSNBC, even Fox, too.
I think you have to watch it and figure out which podcasters are actually out there reporting at least a majority of truth.
And they try, or they say, hey, this is speculation. They'll just say it. Right. I do that if I'm speculating. I'll say, hey, I'm speculating here.
Yeah.
I don't say it's true or false.
Yeah, that'll get you in a jam.
But yeah, it's crazy, man. That kid did a good job, and he's famous now. And he said he's getting death threats.
Yeah, of course he is. Because lefties don't like it, and he people are caught and gonna get caught, and
he went against the left wing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's in trouble now, but I mean, he's not in trouble. Minnesota's in trouble now.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some people go down.
But I don't understand why people, they know it's fraudulent and it's wasteful and it's their tax paying money and all this other stuff. Why are they not upset?
Right. I am. So I'm getting audited over taxes. I have to pay a lot of taxes throughout the year.
Yes.
And you know how many government contracts I've bid on before? Hundreds.
Yeah.
I never got a look. You know what I mean? And these people, they just get money handed to them on these no bid contracts. Like, let's go open some daycares.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Or let's go pretend like we're feeding people.
They file, though, under so many different listings for a license. Like me, I could start a business. I can do it as a veteran, disabled veteran-owned business.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a female veteran, you can do the same thing. So then you really get it if you're a minority, female, disabled veteran.
Mm-hmm.
They just do the same thing. It just opens up the doors to so much money for them.
So I know we talk about the Biden administration and the Obama administration, but under the Obama administration, they started this thing where you got a higher priority on government contracts if you're a minority person, not white, anybody other than a white person.
Right.
Okay. And then Biden came around and he just poured gas on that and made it even worse.
Yeah.
I was going through trying to bid on stuff, and you couldn't even bid. It says if you're white, basically, don't bid on it. You're not going to get it. Sit it right there in the thing. And this is kind of the results of that. It's like DEI contracting, right?
Yeah.
So
I was going to start my own business, machining business and stuff, because, I was down there near NASA in Florida, and there's so much aerospace. I was going to start a small machine shop. I went to a class, took the class, went and spoke with a lady about startup and everything. And she's like, I hate to tell you, you're not going to do well.
Right.
You have to be a minority. You have to be
to get the contracts.
Yeah. But in order to be able to bid on them, she said, as a white male, You're not going to get them.
So
we don't have enough boxes checked.
We're a disabled veteran, woman-owned company.
Right.
Because my wife owns half of it, and I'm a disabled veteran owning the other half.
Uh-huh.
But we were white.
Yeah.
We couldn't get, I didn't even get a look.
No, of course not.
There was a contract it was a security contract up in the little base, the munitions plant north of Wilmington, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We checked all the boxes. I hit all the boxes, put a bid in, and a guy, he's a retired SF guy, his little company, same size as mine, got it. We were off by like $10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's a reason he got it.
Mexican.
Yep.
Which I don't have. He's a good guy. We talked and stuff if he wanted me to sub or anything. But I didn't even get it. I didn't get pushed to the top 3. You know what I mean? Because I was a plain white guy. Plain old white.
It happens. I wish they didn't do that, but
I think it's the DEI part of it's going away a little bit under Trump.
Yeah.
But we'll screw around and get some other Democrat in there and it'll start again. We always do that. So
yeah, it happens every time.
Right. Hopefully we'll go for a few terms without them. But
it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
We'll see. Once again, Juice, we're not discussing anything that has, a little bit. We're talking about lawyers.
We're not?
We're talking about lawyers today, which they can be snaky.
Actual attorneys, not public pretenders.
We can talk about them too if you want.
Okay.
So this is people, we're going to talk about lawyers today that actually take money from people, not the state.
Right.
Okay. Which is interesting.
Private hire.
I'll tell you a little thing about my last court appearance down here. Okay. So they were all mad that the jail let me in to talk to my client, an inmate who's being charged with murder. They're all upset about that. I'm not naming names, not naming a county. All right. So the lawyer the public pretender that's representing my client was mad at me about this. All right. So he put me on this. They were just trying to say, hey, we didn't do anything illegal. The lawyers is what this was all about. This guy's been practicing law for 30 something years. All right. And we went through this whole thing. He was trying to make me look stupid. And I said, I'm just following the rules, man. We had the rules laid out for the private investigation board and everything. And he's like, I've been practicing 30 years and, I've got a lot of people that respect me and I've never heard anybody do this before. I said, business must be bad. He said, what do you mean? I said, you're still taking state money.
Yeah.
He did not he went and sat down. So
it's truthful.
Right. You're going to throw your resume in my face and you're still a public pretender.
Yeah.
Your little firm down here that, anyways, that's just my story. We're talking about lawyers though. We're going to say what makes a good lawyer from a client perspective. Me and Jus have been been clients of lawyers before.
Right.
And we work for clients that had lawyers. So this is our perspective. We're not trying to make buddies with the lawyers here because they're legends in their own mind.
Yes.
Right.
Even the friends that I have that are attorneys are legends in their own minds and they know it.
You cannot get a lawyer to say nothing bad about another lawyer. It's hard. It's hard to get them to say it.
No.
They protect each other.
Yes.
They're tighter than the Marine Corps.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But anyways, here's one thing I've dealt with before. We want you to communicate after I pay you.
Right.
What do you think of that? Have you ever had that issue before?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I've had attorneys, you give them the money and then you don't hear from them.
Right.
And you're repeatedly calling them.
Mm-hmm.
That got one fired quick.
Right. So we sued a guy doing some construction work for us for a decent amount of money. It was more on the principalities.
Right.
But we hired a lawyer, paid him like $5,000. Said, hey, I want you to represent us here. It was enough money where it went to the district, went up a court level.
Right.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
I forgot the number. He goes, yeah, we're going to do this, and this, and all that. All right. We had a court date like 6 months out. And I was like, okay, I guess he's got it. We're about a month out. And I said, hey, man, what are we doing? No response. Hey, man, we got a court date in 3 weeks. What are we doing? Hey, man, we got a court date in 4 days. What are we doing? You think he even showed up to court?
Probably not.
I did.
Of course.
And the judge was like, hey, where's your lawyer? I was like, I don't know, man. The judge even got him, said, hey, tried to call the guy. And finally, the judge was like, hey, we'll push it out, since your lawyer ain't here, whatever. The judge was nice about it. And I called him. He said, yeah, I've been sick. I said, why don't you tell somebody?
Yeah.
I said,
even if you text me, give me a heads up.
I want my money back. number one.
Of course.
And he gave me my money back minus like $300 for the phone calls. I was like, whatever, man. And then I just went and dropped the case. I was like, this has made me sick. But why can't they talk to you after they...
Well, they already got your money. Why should they talk to you?
I don't know, man. You'd think they would want to have a good reputation. I don't know.
You would think that, but if they're just getting fed state money and that's all they're concerned with.
This was my money, though, the guy. I'm talking about people pay them
I
cash.
understand that. But if they're getting paid state money and they're only doing a few actual clients,
right?
Paying clients, maybe it's not that big of a deal to them.
Right. A lot of the family lawyers we deal with are pretty responsive because they're not getting state. They just do family law. They don't get.
They get
money handed
from
to them.
Families.
Yeah, so they do get a reputation management. Now, a lot of the criminal ones we deal with are awful.
Yeah.
They don't care if that person goes to the prison for life or not. They can care less.
They don't care.
They'll make a good show in front of the TV.
Yeah.
That's about it. And they don't communicate with their people. And it's just problematic, man.
I've heard them inside the jails and prisons when they come for their legals visits talking about their clients. Like, he's sunk. There's nothing I can do for him, but hey, I'll take his money.
Right. The state money.
Okay. No. There were some of them, they were getting paid by the families.
Some of those are now, if you're doing private pay on a criminal defense, that's expensive.
Yeah.
It gets up there, especially on a capital crime. So, but I don't know, man. They do not like to communicate.
No.
Even an email from your paralegal would be nice. Just say, here's what we're doing. Here's the plan. That's why you pay them, right?
Some of the paralegals they should be attorneys.
Yeah. I've heard it said the paralegals are the pistons inside the engine kind of thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
I agree.
I've had a good relationship with a lot of paralegals around. I haven't done business with that law firm in years, but they're friends of mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're just good folks. The next one. How about a plan of action? You ever seen that?
No.
Like written down, here's what we're going to do. Here's the deliverables. You never seen that?
Actually, when I had to sue the mayor, my attorney was pretty spot on with everything.
Like, here's the deliverables timeline.
Yeah, he had it all spelled out.
So clients I deal with that are on the family law side, so whenever we take a case on the investigation side, we put our schedule in there and they can look in and see, okay, there's going to be an investigator.
Yeah, and that's all they say because they're not doing anything.
I'd look at it as any other project you do outside the legal world where like, hey, on day 25, we got to show proof that we've done this. You know what I mean? And they don't do it. They don't have to. And they get away with it. And we're talking $80,000 to $100,000 on some of these cases.
They're attorneys.
So that's around here. Now, imagine if you go to the bigger cities.
Yeah.
It gets up there more, right? Do you think that'd be a good idea, though, for them to have a plan of action?
You would think so.
I would, too. All right. Another one I got here. Explain the law in lay terms.
Oh, you don't want to hear all the Latin?
No, the certiorari, de novo. What else? Pendente light, all that stuff. You hear pendente light a lot, but certiorari. That's Latin for informed.
Right.
Why don't we just say, hey, you're informed?
Yeah.
Instead of certiorari.
They do it all the time.
De novo. That sounds like a phone or a computer.
Right.
I think it's Lenovo, right? That just means new.
Yeah.
The new. I don't understand why we can't just say that.
There's no reason for it.
I get if they're filing it in court, you want to use that. But if you're talking back the other way towards this, I was a C student in a public school. You got to help me out a little bit.
Yeah. I barely made it through school, so they got to really break it down for me.
I got serious later in life, but
yeah, we all did.
I didn't have boarding school, the finest boarding school with them forcing knowledge in my brain. I didn't.
I had public school in a little coal mine town in Pennsylvania.
I had a public school up the road here and a substance abuse issue. So, I had some serious problems. But anyways.
Actually, it wasn't even a town. It was so small we were a borough.
Borough?
Yes.
That's a big deal up north, borough.
It is.
This is off topic. But why does Pennsylvania have such sexually explicit names for towns?
It's You've been driving on Interstate 80.
I've been up there.
Yeah. As soon as you cross over from Maryland, it begins.
I was like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
What were they thinking back in the
I have
1600s
no idea.
or whatever? So whenever they started naming stuff.
Crazy.
Back then, they're a little more conservative, too.
It's Pennsylvania.
Yeah. No, you get the Amish up there, too.
Yeah.
We got them around here. These are more like Amish light around here.
These are Mennonites.
Yeah, we call them Amish light.
Yeah.
So they'll use lights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they're still pretty conservative on what they do.
Yeah, they are.
They won't use a phone. They won't even look at a phone. So anyways, back to our topic. So yeah, using plain language instead of Latin. I guess I sound stupid to some of these lawyers. They'll say something. I'm like, what does that mean, dude? Tell me normal. And they go, oh, it means it's basic crap. They're telling me.
Yeah, you're in Alabama, Sand Mountain, Alabama. Not everybody has a vast vocabulary about them. It's everybody up here is just straight talk.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to muddy it up with all the fancy 50-cent words.
Right. Even in courts around here, I see it a lot where they just use normal language nowadays.
Yeah.
The judges are like, hey, stop with all this.
Like, we know you paid for your education, but stop.
The judge is like, I've been around, they've been 20 years or more into the law, and they're like, I don't want to deal with this, but just tell me normal.
Yeah.
We got other people waiting in line here. You know what I mean? So I don't know. The judge that you're good friends with, he's kind of like that.
Yeah.
So he's kind of let's just get to the brass tacks here kind of guy.
Let's just get to the meat of this and let's get it over with.
I've been in his before. I'm not going to say his name, but there's people lined up to do their little hearings.
Yeah.
And some lawyers is going on, and he goes, hey, turn around and look. He goes, we got to get on with this, man. He said, it's getting close to like 5 o'clock. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I got stuff to do. But anyway.
Yeah, he's a good guy too. But
yeah, I voted for him.
He has no tolerance for all that nonsense.
Yeah, it was funny. He said, yeah, we got people waiting. Can you get on with this? What are we doing here? What are we doing next? Kind of thing. That's basically, as a lawyer, what you're doing is telling the judge, here's what we're doing next. You know what I mean? But kind of thing. But anyway, if you can't perform, if this ain't, most lawyers are experts in the law and they can do most things in the law, but some have specialties. But if you can't do it because your case log is backed up, why take the money?
Because they can't stop themselves.
Right.
They want the money. It pays for other things. I told you I had an issue. A sister tried to sue me unsuccessfully like 4 or 5 times. And the attorney took her money knowing it wasn't going to go anywhere.
Right.
But he did what he could for her, and ultimately it went nowhere. And he knew it was going to go nowhere. So
we've got a case going on now where it's adultery divorce case where we're doing proven adultery, right? Mm-hmm. And the woman's lawyer, he's also a criminal defense lawyer. All right. And he grabbed a capital case.
Right.
And she says, you can't get him on the phone for nothing because he's buried in that capital case. That's a lot. And I told her before she took him, I said, don't take this guy. And she did anyways because he was cheaper. I'm like, come on, man. But he got a capital case and she barely hears from him. I said, you need to get your money back and let's go somewhere else. But she's way deep in this thing now. But if you can't take it, man, and can't perform, or somebody in your firm can't do it,
taking it.
Don't do it. And it makes people mad, and that's why they have bad reputation.
Yep.
Any other thoughts on the lawyers?
Yeah. Do your clients right. Don't treat them like they're second-class citizens.
Right.
You may have gone to school. You did your 6 years. You got your JD. Mm-hmm. But these people want to hear from you. They need to trust you. Mm-hmm. And if you're not communicating, you're just taking their money, your reputation is going to go down the drain rapidly.
So lawyers don't have the highest reputations to begin with. And you could stand out and be above all that.
Yeah,
if you could just do these 4 or 5 things we talked about.
You could be the to-go person.
Mm-hmm. And hire other lawyers.
Yeah.
And train them up. And okay. Well, that's all we got, Juice.
It is.
That's it. We'll get
this one.
We'll have another topic here in just a little bit. But,
yep.
All right. We'll see y'all later. Comment, like, share, subscribe, complain, whatever. We'll talk to you soon. Critique, whatever. Make fun of my hair.
Exactly.
All that. All right. Say bye, Juice.